All right, so this is Rob. Ron, how are you sounding?
I'm doing good, and certainly looking forward to the discussion today. And I want to thank Outdoor News and Mohawk folks for putting it all together, and of course thank our candidates for taking the time to be here.
Yeah, we've got two candidates, and I also want to thank Chuck Delaney. I don't know, we've probably a half dozen times over the years we've done a candidate for him, Senate or gubernatorial, and it's great that Chuck allows us to do this. Ron Husfeld is here. I want to thank Ron for all his work in getting this coordinated. We've got a lot of questions that Ron and I are going to go through with the two candidates. If we have time at the end, we'll take some from the crowd. The way we're going to do that is we're going to ask you, maybe give us 30, 40 minutes. We'll probably get to your question, but maybe after that time, if we haven't gotten your question, Dave Carlson is right there. He's got a clipboard. He'll write down your questions. We're going to vet it that way, and then Ron or I will ask it. We've got Republican candidate Jeff Johnson, commissioner from Hennepin County. Thank you, Jeff, for being here. We've got DFL candidate, U.S. Congressman Tim Walz. Thank you. And pardon me if I'm wrong, guys, this is your third debate in about 24 hours. Is that right? So thank you for being here with this group. This is going to be fairly informal. Everybody here knows each other. We're going to ask, we got a lot of questions. We're going to ask for brevity, no monologuing. I don't expect that, given how well the first two debates have gone. I think I pretty well described what's going on. We're going to start with kind of a 2-minute. We'll let these guys describe in 90 seconds to 2 minutes, open up why you think you deserve to represent this crowd as the governor of Minnesota. I'll start with Tim since he's closest to me.
Great. Well, first of all, Rob, Ron, thank you again. Thank you for your advocacy. All of you in here, thank you for caring enough about our democracy to take time out of your day to come here and decide that we can self-govern ourselves. I'm Tim Walz. I'm a school teacher from Mankato. Spent 24 years in the military, retired as Command Sergeant Major. Grew up on a farm that's still in my family. My mom has it for 131 years, and grew up with an outdoor legacy that shaped some of the best memories I have of my father, my uncles, and my friends. I'm running for governor of Minnesota because I believe this state has more in common than it has differences. I believe we're one Minnesota that shares a value. And one of those core values is how we view the outdoors and our legacy, both of conservation and sportsmanship in the outdoors. The one good thing that's in this room, you're going to not have to guess what type of governor you're getting, because we partnered for 12 years in some of the most aggressive conservation policies and the most important piece of legislation impacting lands and impacting habitat, and that's the Farm Bill. Together with Pheasants Forever, we crafted the Sodbuster Act and made sure that that sod saver piece that we put in was there to protect the legacy. We had a conservation bill that was lauded as one of the best that we had. This is not about the false choices and cannot allow it to be about the false choices of economic activity and making sure that our natural resources and the capacity to have lands that we can walk into to hunt, that we can preserve those resources and we can enhance that activity. Making sure we reverse the trend of our young people turning away from the outdoors and get them back out there. Get them hunting, get them fishing, get them hiking, get them biking, doing the things that we know that if we set the tone right, we can get there. So I'm looking forward to a robust discussion. I think it should be noted that the voice that comes out of this community shaped policy, and that's exactly the way democracy is supposed to work. So I look forward to your questions, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Congressman. We'll turn it over to Commissioner Johnson.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you as well, and Tim and I have been spending a lot of time together the last few days, which has been good. A little background on me: I was born and raised in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. My wife is from Crookston, Minnesota. We spent the first half of our lives in that northwestern part of the state. Now we've been in Plymouth for the past 20-some years. We've got 2 teenage boys. Thor is in college, Rolf is in high school. I've actually spent most of my adult life in the private sector, and during that time I also served 6 years in the Minnesota House, and now I'm in my 3rd and final term on the Hennepin County Board. And I got in this race over a year ago, almost 15 months ago now, for a really simple reason: to give people control over their own money and over their own property and over their own business and over their own kids' education and frankly over their own lives. I believe we have seen just an out-of-control trend where government is taking too much and is doing too much, and it is having far too great an influence over our daily lives. And so I will wake up every single day as your governor to change the culture, the attitude in St. Paul, particularly in some of our state agencies, from that of controlling and directing to actually serving the people who pay our salaries, because that is the reason that government exists, to serve us. And since this is game fair, that, you know, I'll be right up front with you. I never pretend to be someone I'm not. I never BS you on where I stand on anything or who I am. I probably don't live the outdoors as much as Ron or Rob or some of you do, even though I enjoy them. But I understand that a governor doesn't have answers, or at least shouldn't think he has answers to every single area. And you need to surround yourself and take the advice of the people who do understand it, which I suspect will be some of the people under this tent right now when I am governor. So I can promise you, you will play a role. There will be a very open door, and I can also guarantee you that you are going to play a much more significant role in the decision making of the DNR when I'm governor. Thank you.